Independence wasn't allowed. Only good for cooking and cleaning up the house. Only known for being a housewife wearing gowns. Went from dependent to the most independent girl around. You discipline with your diligence, I respect that. Equal rights for the sexes, we all accept that. Random guys with her number, she might expect that. But if he's not on this grind, she might reject that. To take a boss, stay the boss lady. Got what it takes to stay the boss, baby. Yeah, growing sexy, that's the boss lady. Know how to carry yourself, you're a boss lady. Do whatever to succeed, you're a boss lady. You gotta practice with your
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to BossLady News. I'm excited. I guess I'm always excited. We've got an amazing show for you today. We're going to be talking with some of your New Englanders, and I am more than excited to re-announce an old friend that's coming back on, Stix Josey. He's been doing so much, not just in the TV and movie filming world, which is how you guys kind of got a chance to first know him, but he's got a new album that's been dropped, and he's got a special guest for us. I can't wait. You guys are going to be super excited. Try not to scream too loud. And then we're also going to be talking with Miss Emma Medeiros. I wanted to make sure I said that correctly. She is a PR person, and you guys need to find out more about her because the plus size industry is booming. It's like exploding, and she is one of the people that is bringing models and designers and the entertainment industry into more light, especially revolving around the plus size world. We're also going to get a chance to speak with Miss Tania Anderson. Couples therapy, I know you guys have been hearing all about it. I'm super excited to have her on. I went into her boutique and didn't even realize it was her boutique. But you guys, wait until you see some of the pieces that she has. Absolutely amazing. BossLady News, where else can you find stuff like this? As we normally do, we're going to give you all some updates and some highlights on what's going on in, I think we're doing celebrity talk today with Cuban Mike. Mike, why don't you come on out here?
Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's going on?
Have a seat.
Oh, Tania, hi, Jeff, these tall people.
Yes.
Just this time. Thank you.
You are
Thank
so tall.
Yeah.
You know, I love tall guys, though.
Yeah.
It's because my brother, my oldest brother, is like 6'3", one of my older brothers. Shout out to my bros. They're the best. Yeah. Threes. Yeah. What's going on out there?
This has been a crazy month. There's been so much going on. I mean, only we had a whole hour to just talk about what happened this month. But we're going to focus on two main things. One, Drake. He came out with 4 exclusive songs on his website.
Wait a minute. Once again, I can't believe I'm giving Drake some airtime. One of those industry artists that I'm like, really? But I guess so. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. He had 4 songs that was exclusive, and he had one song where he was throwing shots at Pusha T and Kid Cudi.
Drake throwing shots.
It happens, man. He's getting a little ballsy right now, so his ego's kicking in. So, right. I mean, it was a dope song, but I guess people online took offense because, as you know, Kid Cudi's at the hospital with rehab, suffering from depression, and he took shots involving the depression he's going through right now. So everybody's on Twitter, how can you do that?
Right.
He's in rehab, he's seeking some help. That's a low shot. Me, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but, I mean, it's hip-hop. I mean, there should be certain rules, but honestly, there is no rules.
There's no rules.
I've heard worse songs.
But my question is, if he's throwing shots at Kid Cudi, which is currently in a depression situation and in the hospital, did Kid Cudi throw some shots at him?
Yes, that's what happened. He started first.
Okay.
He threw a shot at
From
Drake.
rehab?
Before he went to rehab, he threw a shot at Drake. And before that, he was always throwing sneaky shots. But what happened was he took that shot at Drake, and then he ended up seeking some help.
Right.
So Drake was like, all right, now I'm going to get him, because it's like he's kicking a man when he's down. And that's hip-hop. You kick a man when he's down, I mean, there's no rules. If you go back to the 90s, I mean, Hit 'Em Up is one of the most infamous songs where the gloves were off.
Right.
So I didn't take any offense to it, and I think most of the people that took offense to it just were a bunch of millennial babies, where they're probably the most sensitive people. Yeah, I said it.
Yes, the millennials are quite sensitive.
Very sensitive when it comes to those kind of things.
And I want to give a quick shout out to the Breakfast Club. You guys can listen to them Monday through Fridays on Jammin' 94.5. The Breakfast Club is amazing.
Yeah.
With Charlemagne, Angela Yee, and DJ MV. Awesome. I did hear about the shots being thrown. Charlemagne, you kind of messed up, because I do think it's kind of bad that Drake released it now, because he could have released it soon as Kid Cudi got out.
Yeah, but I believe his birthday passed, so that was like his birthday gift to all the fans that he had. So
goodness.
that plus the other 3 tracks, but that was just the one that stood out that everybody was talking about. So
Loser shot. What's next?
all right, so we were talking about behind the scenes, and I saw the Michelet movie.
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Michelet movie. For those that don't know, Michelet was an artist in the early '90s, and she had a bunch of hits, and she was signed to Ruthless Records, and she also had a relationship with Dr. Dre at the time, who was producing the whole album. And it seemed as though they had a very crazy relationship where she was suffering from a lot of domestic violence abuse coming from Dr. Dre. Dre, I guess he had a history of doing this thing before, but when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, dag.
Right.
I mean, I saw the movie and it made Ike Turner look like Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Because, I mean, it went from beating, he shot at her. It was just a whole bunch of craziness around it. So now...
But there's also movie hype.
It was movie hype.
I'm not going to say that what she put out there was absolutely incorrect, because I didn't live her life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We also have movie hype that you've got to have a film.
Yeah.
If you don't have something that's intense, then it's not going to make money, it's not going to get views, it's not going to get support.
Yeah.
As a female, there's something I got to say, though. The movie, right, that Dre released, which was Straight Outta Compton, had nothing to do with Michelet. I need to honestly stress that point, because Straight Outta Compton touched base on quite a few different things that had to do with the music industry. Unfortunately, it didn't have to do with abuse of women. It had to do with abuse of the artists, and that's what I feel like was kind of missed when Michelet got mad and said, well, how come he didn't tell his story about beating me up? Because he told the story of how the music industry had to touch base on racism that was going on at that time. He told the story of how, you know, you had so much corruption within the music industry when it came to your manager taking your money and not giving you your proper royalties. He had to touch base on the fact that you had 2 different music labels that directly gangster rapped and attacked each other. So he touched base on quite a few things that had to do with men in the music industry, including, you know, how there was quite a bit of, you know, misappropriation of women and how they treated women. But that wasn't the story he was trying to tell at the time. And unfortunately, I do feel like Michelet felt like she should have got some name and some face time in that movie, which is why she also dropped this movie. So not saying that her life was not hard and that Dre wasn't wrong, because he did, in fact, apologize. He did apologize as soon as she came out and said something.
And not only that, like, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they said, how long does somebody get forgiven when they do a certain act like that?
Right.
You know, I mean.
What else you got?
Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation.
What a movie.
What a movie. Birth of a Nation.
Nate Parker.
Yes.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. I saw the movie. I should have said I was disappointed, but not surprised at the outcome, because when I saw the movies, there was like legit 15 people at the theater.
Right.
And a majority of them were white people that went to see the movie. We didn't see our
But you know what? I honestly feel like white, black, Hispanic, or Asian, if you saw the movie Birth of a Nation, it was because you're interested and willing in having that conversation. And I appreciate all the people that did go. But I bet you they might not have got the views in the theater, but they're going to get the views on Netflix. They're going to get the views
on DVD.
For
the people that still buy DVDs.
Right, right.
So
they're going to get the views when it comes to that. But people actually going and purchasing the tickets. I mean, as a black person, it is kind of hard, even for myself, to see what our ancestors had to go through.
Yeah. And there was also that, and there was people online saying like, well, how come people won't support that? But then they're watching the Medea movie, and they were like making the 2 depicting against each other, which I didn't think that was cool, because you could do both. You could watch Medea, and you could also watch Birth of a Nation. Of course, Medea's going to put up the numbers. I don't like the flag that people give Tyler Perry that he only does movie pretending black men wrong, or just him with a dress. But if you look at it, you know, that dude is a businessman. Like, he came from the bottom, and now he's there. So he employs his own people to make sure they try to better themselves. So I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't think I'm going to see that movie. But as far as that, it is what it is.
Right.
You know, what's that saying called supply and demand?
Right, right.
So
That's
if
true.
you're gonna get that, you're gonna get the numbers.
And don't allow people to try to compete with our movies.
No, don't compete.
And I don't even want to say our movies, but don't allow people to try to combat one black movie against the other black movie, because the fact that African Americans are coming out into the film industry, movie industry, and creating something we didn't have before is amazing. So kudos to, of course, Tyler Perry, but kudos to Nate Parker for dropping Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there might be, I don't see it happening, but hopefully there might be some kind of Academy buzz by the time the year ends. Let's see what happens.
For sure, for
So,
sure.
yes.
Well, we're going to have you on all the time. We're going to cut to a PSA.
I'm still back here? I'm still back home?
And when we come back, we're going to get a chance to speak with Tania Anderson. Yes, couples therapy. We'll be right back.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family?
This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Yeah, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry.
Go along, son!
it's always worth it.
Whoa! Master!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News. Feel free to check out any of my previous videos on BossLadyNews.com. Right now, we're going to get a chance to speak with Tania Anderson of Couples Therapy. Hi.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I'm always so excited to have different entrepreneurs from the New England area here on set, because a lot of people don't realize how many entrepreneurs there really are out there.
Yeah, we're definitely, I think it's increasing.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I always I don't know much about you. So one of the first things I always try to do is let the audience know where you're from. Where are you originally from?
Okay, well, I consider myself West African. I am West African, originally from Cape Verde Islands. Many people, if people don't know, it's an archipelago of 10 islands, about 350, I think, miles off the west coast of Africa, next to Senegal.
And it's beautiful in Cape Verde, and there's like a variety of people, and I must apologize my ignorance. You're Muslim.
I am.
As well. I have never actually met a Cape Verdean that is Muslim. So are there a lot, or?
I think now it's
Is it
increasing
new? Okay.
in Cape Verde. Traditionally, I think that the folks that did migrate or were taken to Cape Verde were Muslims.
Right.
As we know, like the whole Spain, Portugal was ruled by Muslims for about 500 years. So we do have the influence. There are certain cultural nuances that I now sort of connect and see how my history or my culture is so connected to Islam.
Right.
But no, there aren't many, but it's increasing, I think, with the influence of Guinea, Conakry, and moving in, and Senegalese moving into Cape Verde.
Right. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's amazing.
Thank
and
you.
I think enough people don't find out about others that are also Muslim, because I feel like there's this centralization that all Muslim people come from the Middle East, and that's so not true. There's Russian Muslims out there also. You guys need to make sure you know plenty about that.
Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, African Americans, Caucasians,
Asian
if you will,
Muslims
Asian
as well.
Muslims. Actually, that's one of the highest growing population right now.
Wow.
In China.
Wow.
So yeah, most Muslims are not Arabs.
Imagine that, our
Right.
ignorance, right? So, okay, that directly opens up the conversation of fashion and appropriation. How are you a designer and able to creatively express your designs, although you might not wear those pieces?
Well, I wear them. I just choose where and when to wear them, right?
Time and a place.
So couples therapy is actually a concept of bringing couples together. Educating, I've always been a proponent of empowering women, especially young women in our community, and I feel that in our community, it's important that we have healthy and stable relationships.
Absolutely.
In order to move forward and do the work. Do work in our community as well, or build a community in our home, and then sort of bring that out to the community.
Right.
Couples therapy is a concept of expressing yourself through fashion, but finding your inner beauty. So it's not just shopping, but an experience where you are talking about your relationship and what is going on that brought you to couples therapy,
Right.
As well as finding that right outfit so that you can celebrate your love with, in the sanctity of marriage, with your loved one in the sanctity of marriage. I think that if it's not marriage, right, then the controversy is, well, what if I'm not married?
Right, right.
Then I feel that anything that you have committed to, that you have promised to your mate and your creator, that you will support your partner, that you will complement their development or support their growth and evolution. I think that there's sanctity in that as well. And I don't necessarily feel that it has to be sort of like just one or the other. You do have to sort of do it in the right way, but I feel like as long as it's something that is healthy and that your point is to move towards that.
Right. And feeling beautiful as a woman for whomever you're with is important, because many times when women don't feel beautiful, you can see that through the relationship. And one thing that I find amazing about the Muslim culture is how you've got pods of men that will get together, they will talk, they will discuss. It's kind of like that American thing where you've got, you know, the man cave and all the guys get together, they have some beers, they talk about what's going on at home, and then you've got the women that are like cooking and, you know, doing all their things, but getting to talk about their relationships and work and everything within an environment that they're comfortable with. And I think that's special that now there's a place, couples therapy, where people can go. And one thing you mentioned was it's not just for the men. It's not just for the women, but it's also for the men.
Right. One thing that I want to go back to that you mentioned about Islamic culture, I think that naturally when you are in a public setting, if you're married and your husband and the woman is there, the children are there, that it's sort of the natural, it takes its natural course where people sort of gravitate to the kitchen, or if you're at the mosque, then the men are sort of just talking. But I think it's just sort of in those events, things happen in that way. Islam is not meant to be so extreme where you're passing by a man and you're like, ooh, don't touch me, or that sort of thing. It's more of your, you know, making the intention that you will be respectful of the opposite sex. As far as the store for men to come in, yes, it's meant that it's meant for couples, so of course men can come into the store and purchase items for their wife, or they can create packages. So for photo shoots, we do makeup.
Before you tell them that, we're going to show them. Okay.
The store.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to cut to a brief PSA, and on our way back, you guys are going to get a chance to go ahead and walk into couples therapy with Tania. We'll be right back.
Of my boutique at 722 Dudley Street. I'll try to make this as brief as possible. We have several items in a store. As you can see, women's apparels, gowns, plus sizes as well, shoes, bags, jewelry. We have a fitting room. It's very comfortable here and spacious, as you can see. We have a restroom for your convenience. If you are purchasing an item at Couples Therapy Boutique and you find that it doesn't fit to your liking, I can also tailor it to fit, as well as different items for your night with your mate. And let's see, this is the makeup station if you wanted to get all dolled up and get a makeover. You can also book an appointment for your makeup to be done. This is where, excuse the mic, this is actually the henna station. If you like henna tattooing, please call 617-602-5021 for an appointment as well. And there's also this for those who would like to enhance their relationships. We have a golden room, and this is actually my sewing station. Yes, very messy. I am so sorry. Anyway, please visit me at 722 Dudley Street. I want to also extend my gratitude to my sister Aline Mercury, my cousin Jennifer Carvalho, actually several of my cousins, Lynette, Nadia, Josiana, my aunt, Sylvia, my mom, my uncle Paulo, who contributed tremendously financially to support me in doing this, as well as my brother Adriano Lopes, who's in Florida right now. But anyway, miss you, bro. Hopefully you've enjoyed the scenery and you could take some time and visit. Support the local business. I know you hear it often, but I'm sure in time, if your schedule allows, you'll come and visit. Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
I think the store is absolutely amazing because you guys can get henna, you can get custom-made pieces, you can get some fun additions for the evening with you and your husband, and they can get so much from coming to couples therapy, including a great conversation with you.
Don't forget the makeup. I think it was meant to be, some people come in and they say, this is a one-stop shop. That's exactly what it is. When you come in and you know that you have an event planned or some gala that you want to attend, try to give me some notice or some sufficient advance notice. But people come in and they want to be supported in what they want to wear. They're not sure if they are really ready to wear certain styles.
Right.
And so I usually tell them, let's meet, let's talk about what do you feel good in? What are your colors? What fabrics do you like?
So you're a real stylist, not just designer and boutique owner, but you're a stylist as well. And I feel like the custom part is so important because, you do have plus size and you've got the petite ladies. And when you can't fit into something sometimes, it gets really frustrating to shop.
Yeah, I don't really focus on one particular style
Right.
or area. I just focus on the person's need and the person's likes and dislikes. So if they come in and they tell me, I want something, a dashiki skirt or something for a gala, I tell them all the time, it's up to you.
Right.
What do you want?
Right.
But I do help them figure out the style that is appropriate or that would complement their shape. I tell them all the time, if you bring me something and you're going to order it extra large, order it a size up, because I can always tailor it to fit your body. Your body is unique. It's like no one else's.
Right, right.
And you want to feel beautiful. But remember that you're going to make it beautiful. And we do a little bit of acting and drama in there where I'm walking around and I'm saying, you know, it's the way you carry, and you do a curtsy and then you walk like their dress costs $2,000, even though you only paid $300.
Right.
But this is what we're going to do. We're going to be princesses, and we're going to act like no one should be able to touch me because I'm a princess and I'm to be respected. You know, we have that conversation, we have that experience in the shopping. And I think that's what makes it unique, is that people come in and they feel special, and they leave there and they say, I'm with my designer right now, I can't speak.
So once again, tell everyone where Couples Boutique is located and how they can get in touch with you.
Couples Therapy Boutique is located at 722 Dudley Street, Dorchester, Massachusetts. And our phone number is 617-506-8523.
Well, thank you for coming on,
Thank you so
and
much.
I'd love to have you on again. And what we want to do next time is maybe a mini fashion show, so people can see some of the custom pieces that they can get from you.
Excellent.
I like
that
it.
sounds great. I'm
Perfect.
excited. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we're going to next have on Stix Josey. Yes, you guys have been hearing about the hills. If you haven't, I don't know why not. But he's going to tell you some more about it, and he brought a special guest for us today. I feel special already. We'll be right back.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News. You guys know you can go to BossLadyNews.com, check out any of the previous videos. Also, you can check me out on YouTube. Just Google me. Google Boss Lady News and you'll find me. Oh my God. Stix Josey's here. I'm super excited. Just come on out here. Yay! I'm so excited to have you back on set because, number one, you've done so much traveling since last time you were on. Number two, not just have you done more filming and TV series going on. Number three, you've moved back into your music and dropping all of your beats and dropping all of your sounds and your lyrics for everybody again.
Yes, absolutely.
So, brief synopsis on who Stix Josey is.
Well, if I'm in camera, is that camera one?
Yes.
If I'm in camera one, Stix Josey is an individual who wants to bring the gift that God has given to me to the world, to let you know you can bring those same gifts, whether it be music, whether it be film, whether it be writing. And like the young lady that went on before, she has a gift in clothes. So it's all about our gifts, because they're all gifts that were given to us. And we have to hone in on those gifts, and we have to nourish those gifts. And so that's what it's about for me.
Absolutely. Being a director, producer, director, and actor, how do you put it all together? And how are you happy with the outcome?
Well, anytime God gives me an opportunity, because I'm a writer first, I'll write a story, and when I write the story, I envision each character. I make each character different. So when it's me, I'm playing the lead character, it's not Stix Josey.
Right.
Like, let's use The Hills, for example. I'm Attorney Lee, so I turn into Attorney Lee. So how would Attorney Lee act in certain situations? I become those characters, and I infuse a little bit of me into each character.
Right,
and
right.
so I'm not always happy with the beginning of it.
Right.
So throughout the rehearsal process is when I fine tune it. Just like when I'm writing, I fine tune it. You know, just as you as a producer, you know, you may have to change things. Hey, change the angle of the camera. Let's bring him. Give me more over here. You know, camera one, slide over this way, a little bit more to the left. Give me a slow. You know, bring it in a little bit slow. Same thing. Just with making movies, same exact thing.
Right, right.
So.
You not only have been in the New England area filming, but you've been outside and state to state filming also. So where are some of the places you've had a chance to travel to and do some filming?
Los Angeles, of course. I mean, The Hills was made in Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York. Our new TV show, The Hills, is being filmed in New York. Springfield, Mass, of course. Boston, just different places, Louisiana, everywhere. You know, we just, wherever they want to bring us to go film, we're filming. We're going to be filming in North Carolina. There's a new TV show, new TV show that I'm going to be picked up on. I can't, you know, reveal too much of it because it's not my show, but it will be filmed in North Carolina, so I'm excited about that as well, too.
Wow. So with all of these opportunities and all of these different things, I mean, we have to know, how do you keep life in check also?
It's called balance.
Right.
Balance. God first, then myself, then my wife, and then my family, you know, my kids and everybody else.
Right.
And then from there, it's my, you know, my job and my craft. That's how I keep it balanced. That's it. Take care of yourself, you know, that's the main thing too, though. You know, you gotta eat right, get some sleep, you know. I don't do any extra recreational activities. I don't have time for it.
Right. I forget who I had just had on, but a great point that he had said, actually it was Gloves from Desert Fleet. He had said, if you have time to do extracurricular activities, then you're not grinding.
That's right. That's right.
So it only makes sense.
Yes. I don't party
The inspiration behind The Hills. Tell us about that.
Well, The Hills was something I wrote 7 years ago for a gentleman by the name of Carl Clemens. He was from the show The Wire. And so Carl, 7 years ago, I was actually in Boston at the time doing an album for somebody. And I said, Carl, you know, we've been friends for a long time. I'm going to write a movie. I'm going to be a lawyer. You're going to kill my best friend, and I'm going to defend you. And I know you killed him. He's like, what? He just started laughing. I said, take the journey with me and see how it goes.
Right.
So when people do see the movie, we finally filmed the movie last year. So when they get a chance to see the movie, they'll see how it all happened and why it happened. So The Hills was just something that was just inside of me.
So we are going to cut to a brief break, but we're also going to get a chance to see that trailer.
Okay,
So
awesome.
tell us a little bit about the trailer for it also.
I mean, the trailer, you're going to notice a lot of people in there that you know, like Clifton Powell, if you guys remember Friday, Pinky, you know, Malik Whitfield, he played his oldest in The Temptations, Omar Gooden, Cinda Williams, she plays my wife, she was from More Better Blues. Claudia Jordan, who's actually from Rhode Island, but I've known her since we were younger in Boston, you know. And just a lot of familiar faces, you know, Latavia Roberson from Destiny Child, Maxine Jones from In Vogue. I mean, just a lot of people in this.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited. I've seen the trailer a couple times and I'm excited.
Right.
You guys are going to get a chance to see the trailer in just a moment, all right? We'll be right back.
Awesome. You have to be here when I tell the story this time.
Just tell me the story one more time, from beginning to end, and do not leave anything out.
Once again, one day there was two detectives sitting in a car, talking. As they were talking, someone came up on them, snuck up on them. That right there set off a firestorm that I'm dealing with to this day. I'm so caught up in the middle of it right now.
There's a problem, and it's not self-defense. You're gonna find your ass in a lot of trouble. You understand me? Yes.
That's why he was acting like a stalker outside of my car when I rolled up.
You want to see the gun?
I want to see the gun.
The hills stressing and stressing and seeking revenge in the hills.
This kid did not deserve that. Matthews did something wrong, and I didn't do nothing about it, but I can do something now.
How do you figure that? I mean, the man is crazy.
Just in case we don't happen to win this time. Just in case. I still need you because we can always appeal.
You gonna win this one, right?
Just in case. I guess you're denying choking my client.
I did not choke your client.
I didn't plot to kill nobody. What happened was, he got out of jail. He escaped. I got a phone call. I gotta protect myself. Next thing you know, he shows up to where I'm at, and I'm gonna struggle for my life. My life. I've been expecting this.
All of the actors in the New England area, you guys need to make sure that you get with Stix over here because, I mean, amazing. Amazing production, amazing writing, amazing production, amazing director, amazing acting. I mean, I'm super excited. And tell us a little bit about some of the cast.
Well, you know, as I said, you know, all of the people that's in here really actually taught me in Hollywood years ago when I went to film school how to make movies.
Right.
Years ago. Clifton, you know, all of these people are good friends of mine. Latari Roberson from Destiny Child, we've been friends for 20 years. I don't want to age myself. I'm only 25, but yeah. So just all about relationships. Cinda Williams, who plays my wife, you know, 15 years. And in the world of actors, you know, it's just like being in music, you know. Everybody is the same. Depends on how you treat them. As long as you don't treat anybody like they're a star, because the only star in my eyes is Jesus.
Right.
And I haven't seen him yet, but when I do, that's when I'm gonna ask for an autograph. You understand? So as long as you treat people like that, they respect you.
Right.
You know, it's no, oh, hey, can we go, let's take pic. No, treat them with respect. They just want, it's like you're walking down the street, you just want normal respect.
Exactly.
And that's it. So, you know, it's
So you've got a guest for us today.
Oh man, a great person.
Yes. I'm excited.
Can I tell
I've
you
been like
his name?
smiling. You guys have noticed like these cheekbones have been like up here ever since Stix came out, right?
Can I tell you who it is?
Yes.
His name is Big Riz, and Big Riz is from Brooklyn. I've been working with Big Riz from the beginning of my career, which is awesome. So now I came back from Hollywood, bringing him aboard. I got a TV show too called Stix that's being filmed right now, but we also have a TV show called The Hills, where he's a big part of it. And Raheem from Grandmaster Flash, he plays my brother in that. So the Hills movie transitions to the Hills TV show. And so Riz is a big part of that, as well as Riz and I have an album out. Album's called Stix. And you can just look us up, and Big Riz is the man. I mean, he's amazing. Great actor, great writer, great rapper, just a great guy. You know, and a dear friend. That's the key, a dear friend.
Tell him to come on out here.
Come on out here, Big Riz.
Hey.
How you doing? All right.
How are you?
Gee, how we are?
Pretty good.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So smiles
To
from
be
like
here.
ear to
Yeah,
ear.
I'm excited.
So, okay. You're from New York.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome to the Bean.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying yourself while you're here.
Bean? Yes. I've been in the Bean, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself as far as you're coming up in the music industry first, and then transitioning into really, I mean, doing music videos kind of is the entry to acting also. But how's it been for you?
It's been great. Like he said, went to Hollywood on me, you know what I mean? Got a little Hollywood, thought about it. Oh, I gotta go get my man.
Right.
Came back, you know, met up with him. He was like, you act? I was like, yeah. What's up? He was like, I'm gonna come back for you. I was like, for real? For real? You know what I mean?
Right.
Then it happened. He hit me up. We got in the studio, made some magic. Then the camera started rolling, and it was on.
So compared to music and now acting, I mean, does it feel like it's really different, or does it feel like, you know,
well,
this is...
it is different, because in acting, you're being somebody else. You have to train your brain and your body and, you know, be somebody else that you're not. And music, it's the same, but it's not, because it's you, really, your craft. Like you said, writing, you know, visualizing it. So when you do the soundtrack, when you be like, yo, we doing a soundtrack, and this is how it's gonna be for the movie, you have to really put some of that stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? So the imagination and the brain gotta be clicking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hoffa.
Starting off in the music industry, what really kept you kind of going? Because I know, you know, for some artists out there, it can really get hard. And not just hard as in finding yourself, but the industry itself, dealing with different professionals or different, you know, labels. It can be tough. So what kind of kept you going with your music?
Friendships. Sometimes you don't want to do it, like you said. You know, you'd be like, well, I ain't gonna do that. Then you hear other hot producers and artists. You try to compete with them a little. Then you got like, nah, let me stay in my own lane. You know what I mean? So, and then life. You have kids, family, stuff like that. You have to take care of that first. Like you said, God first, family, wife, all of that. And like I said, I'm with the right person right now. So, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing stopping, nothing.
Right,
you know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. All we can do is move forward. Right. I think it's incredible to really be seeing the music industry transitioning into this art and into film, because I mean, historically, that's kind of what's happened anyway. You know, Sammy Davis Jr., he was very well known for his music, but music videos at the time were really a movie that was being created.
Absolutely. Elvis Presley, Dean Martin, all these greats were doing the same thing back in the day. So they were using the movies as a platform to visually see them performing, because they were performing within those movies as well. You know, and then you see the Will Smiths, the LL Cool J's, who transitioned that into
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
Who would have known Ice-T was going to become an actor?
Exactly. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So it's just amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
So in the film industry, where do you see yourself going? What more do you want to do?
Idris, watch out. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. Watch out. Big Riz coming. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's right.
For the young people out there that are obviously, you know, remembering you, both of you, from before, and wanting to really be in this rap game and wanting to grind, but not knowing, you know, how do I stay focused? How do I move forward after this? What are my next steps? What would you tell them?
I mean, I'll let him say it first, and then I'll say it after him.
You can go first.
You want me to go first? All right. I always tell people, be humble. And whenever, if I talk to kids, or if I do a lecture, I always say, you know, for me, it's only 1% talent, 99% business, but 100% faith. You gotta have faith, and if you have faith, then you're gonna learn to stay humble, because you know that you are no better than anyone else. And just learn to deal with hate. You will have haters. Haters within your own family. Haters, people that you would try to help, will turn around. If they can stab you in the back, double swords. So but you gotta deal with that. You cannot retaliate. You have to stay humble.
I concur that. You know? Yeah, for real. And stay true to yourself. You know what I mean? Stay true to yourself. Don't let nobody take you off track, basically. Don't let nobody take you off track. Oh, you should be going left, when you know you're supposed to be going right. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And that's it. Put it in God's hand.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I want to thank you both for coming on to BossLady News. I am definitely going to take the audience out there, and we're going to be on set and seeing how these guys like run the cameras and run their different characters. And so before we go, how can people get in touch with you? How can people get in touch with you?
Well, for me, I mean, Stephen, Stephen, Stix, Stix, Josey, Josey. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm one of those people where my agents, my managers are not on my pages. I'm on my page. So if you inbox me and if it's something that, you know, I feel as though we can connect on, we're gonna definitely connect.
I'm at Riz York, R-I, 2 Z's, Y-O-R-K, together. Instagram, Facebook, everything. That's it, basically it right now.
Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything.
Oh, we gonna hit y'all up.
Mrs. Everything out there.
We're going to make sure to hit you all up. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, I can't wait to also have Miss Emma on set, PR person. If you guys don't know what that is, she will be explaining that and talking more about the plus size industry. We'll be right back.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow!
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hey, Boss Lady News, you guys are tuned in every Friday at 6 p.m. Also, feel free to hit up BossLadyNews.com, find out about any additional events that you guys haven't had a chance to see or get to. With no further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk with Miss Emma Medeiros. How are you?
Hello, so good to see you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Please have a seat. I'm excited to have you on. The plus size industry throughout the world is booming.
Exploding.
And it's definitely a good place to be. And it's a comfort zone for people. And it's a conversation to be opened up.
Yes.
So first and foremost, are you originally from the Boston area?
No, originally from Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yes, which is, as they say, an hour and a world away. It is very true. You should have seen my mother's face when I said I was moving to Boston. She was like, "You're moving to Boston?"
I know. Everyone
do you know
thinks
that city
Boston
an hour
is so,
away?
like...
Yeah, that's where I'm going. So shit to her, it was a long way away.
Right.
But yes, I've been in Boston about 7 years now.
Nice. Yeah. So when you decided to kind of take on exploring and making more people aware of the plus size industry, was it, let me make people aware of the plus size industry, I'm going to do PR? Or was it, I'm going to do PR and then this is what I'm going to focus on?
So I was interested in PR. I have a marketing degree from Emerson College in Boston. That's originally why we moved up to Boston, me and my husband. And underneath the marketing umbrella, kind of an umbrella degree, you can do PR, you can do advertising, you know, there's a few things that you can do with the degree.
Right.
So the reason why I chose to do PR is because it's based on merit, not money.
Okay.
So for example, you and pretty much everybody understands that an advertisement, whether it's a billboard in a magazine, whatever, is a paid advertisement.
Right.
It doesn't matter if your product is the best thing in the world or completely terrible. If you have the money for that advertisement, you can get that advertisement, right? So what I do with PR is that, say you're a plus size designer, you want to hire me to get some press for an upcoming show. So I reach out to my journalists, my bloggers, my TV people, and hopefully they will write about you, but they're not paid to write about you.
Right.
So if they do anyway, in the public mind, that's much more credible because it's like this person doesn't have to write about her and she's doing it anyway.
Right, the value.
Exactly. So it's like getting a movie recommendation from a friend. You would trust that more than just an advertisement on the movie.
Right,
Because you have similar values, similar interests to your friend.
Okay.
And then after I decided to do PR, I was like, well, I want to have my own firm, but let me work for a firm first, learn the ropes and everything before I launch my own.
Yeah.
And for the last few years, as we said, the plus size fashion industry has just been exploding. So I was like, well, of course there has to be at least a few firms that specialize in it, right?
Right. No.
I'm like, how is this not possible? I mean, how is this possible, rather? I mean, there are a million fashion PR firms who may or may not have a few plus size clients. I couldn't find a single one in the US that specializes in the plus size. I was like, okay, well that decides it. So I decided to go out on my own, and that's how Medeiros Fashion PR was born.
Right, you've got an amazing niche that really sets you across or above other people because they know they can go directly to you.
Like
to
all
get the
of
exposure.
my contacts, all of my efforts, all of my everything are in the plus size fashion industry. So you know that when you hire me, all of my resources are at your command.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to do 10 things at once. It's like I focus on the plus size fashion industry.
Absolutely. We're going to cut to a brief break.
Sure.
And when we come back, we're going to talk some more about the different events that have even happened here in the New England area that you've had a chance to be a part of.
Awesome.
We'll be right back, you guys.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Hey, we're here with Emma. She's a PR person, and if you guys don't know more about that, she basically gets all of the people to find out more about you in a specific niche, and her niche is plus size.
Yes, plus size fashion.
So there's been a variety of events that a lot of people kind of don't even know about, because you've got a plus size world out there that doesn't
it's the
know.
majority of people in the country. It's
right.
It's so funny when people call it a niche industry. It's like, no, we make almost 70% of the people in the country. And I was just at an event in New York a few days ago where we were talking about the level of media exposure.
Right.
So since the majority of people in this country, about 67%, are plus size, you would think that would correlate to, you know, the percentage of
amount of
media exposure.
Yeah.
On average, only about 2% of media ever touch on plus size.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you for
no
being one of the
problem.
exceptions.
I mean, that just
I was
means
like, what?
that just means it sounds like we're going to have to maybe put
Yes.
together
Something
more,
else to really
yeah,
get more, yes,
more
absolutely.
exposure for that. Okay.
Because there's just this incredible imbalance of supply and demand. You know, so many designers, retailers, or whatever, oh, well, you know, I don't want to go into plus sizes because there's no market there.
But there is.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do the research before you make a statement like that. You know, I've done the research, I've done the planning, I've done everything like that. It is there.
Right,
Yes.
right. And the few designers that I know of that are out there that do tackle plus sizes, it's because of the fashion industry, they always put a 2 on the runway, or they'll put a 4 on the runway, and they might go as high as 8, size 8 on the runway. But what do you think is the fear of actually exposing the models that you also have connected with for plus size?
The fear of exposing them.
Of having more plus size models on the runway.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I think it's just, I mean, some brands don't want to be associated with fat, the word fat, you know, which, you know, is something that I want to clarify as far as what I do as well. A lot of times I get accused of promoting obesity. I want to be very, very clear on that. Obesity is unhealthy. You know, there's no way around that. And I'm not saying that that's okay. What I am saying, though, is that whatever size that you are, you want to feel sexy and, you know, pretty and everything like that, because that is actually going to help you take better care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? And, you know, want to exercise and want to eat better. So, you know, even if someone's like a size 32, which, you know, is unhealthy from a medical standpoint, but you want to feel good about yourself. So you want to, you know, turn down that Ben & Jerry's or, you know, whatever that you need to do.
Right.
So having said that, a lot of times brands don't want to be associated with plus size because of that negative connotation. So I think that is, you know, a real fear, which is important to recognize, because also, you know, in order to be a successful brand, you do have to be aware of your brand image, you know. So that is a real fear. You know, I acknowledge that. It's just a misconception, you know, that can lead to, you know, a lost business opportunity.
But it's also, there are different women out there. Jennifer Hudson, that was plus size, and whoever dressed her, I mean, was amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And, you know, just seeing her transition from that plus size that she was to a different plus size, or seeing Precious transition from, I don't know exactly what size she was previously, but now she's a plus size model that is getting a lot of exposure. And over in Europe, there's a lot of plus size awareness, including transitioning into men's plus size.
Men big and tall, absolutely. Just recently, in the last few months, there's been modeling agencies that specialize in men's big and tall, like Braun. You know, some models like Zach Miko and that sort of thing are really getting some headlines. I mean, the industry, the market is there.
Right.
You know, men big and tall, and same principle applies. They want to feel good, they want to look good. Give them clothes, take their money. Very, very simple.
Give them an opportunity.
You know, it's all about that.
Well, we are definitely going to have you back on set. And how can people get in touch with you if they are a model or designer and they want that exposure?
Yes, definitely. So go to Medeiros Fashion PR, so MEDEIROS, fashionpr.com. You can also see a list of my current clients, one of which is Carmina Suzanne, who's not only a plus-size model, she's a Harvard graduate, so she's was in this area. She's an opera singer.
Wow.
She just released a jazz pop CD, and she unfortunately has MS, multiple sclerosis. She is really amazing because she's taking that devastating diagnosis and turning it around and just making it an opportunity for advocacy.
Right.
So I look for clients that do things like that are kind of outside the norm. You're not just a plus size model, you're doing something
You're
really meaningful like that.
conscious.
Exactly. I mean,
Right.
she is amazing. I mean, most people would just kind of be like, oh, my life is over, what am I going to do? I mean, she's showing people that you can be fashionable and be successful in the fashion industry even with a devastating illness.
Absolutely.
So you
And
can
give
see,
back.
yes, and give back, absolutely. So you can see my clients, you can see my contact information. There's links to my Facebook and Twitter, and my email is emma@medeirosfashionpr.com.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Another great show for you guys. Feel free to email me, bossLadyNews@gmail.com. We are going to have to say bye for today, but feel free to hit me up on Facebook now. I'll be going live, so make sure you're aware of when those opportunities are. Thank you to my crew, and thank you guys for watching. Until next time.